Hello, good morning. How is everyone? I am excited to be posting here today. Today, I want to talk a little bit about how you can work through this study. Now, I have talked about this before in other videos with you and in your emails and stuff like that. So if you've already got it and you've got it worked out, then by all means, but that's what this is about. I created the study with the idea and the knowledge that everyone learns a little bit differently. Some of us learn best with paper, others you learn best on the computer just by reading, that kind of thing. And so I created it, and there are several ways for you to work through this study. Here's what I mean by that. So I am a paper person. I learn best if I write everything down. It's just, I like to highlight, I like to make notes, I like to dog ear the pages. So if you're a paper person like me, what you can do, there are several options here. So one of those options is to go ahead and print this off by lesson, punch holes in it, and put it into a 3-ring binder. That way you have it there. Another option is my favorite way to use workbooks and stuff, is I will print off the entire workbook, the entire file, study. That's what I'm trying to say. I will print off the entire study, and I take it up to my local office supply store and I have them bind it. So now I had mine bound for $7.11. So super cheap, super easy to do. However, I want to mention something else here. So here's the thing. I created this, or I made, when I started working on the workbook and everything, I made it with really pretty colors, nice muted colors to try to make it a little more ink friendly. But let's face it, I think most of our printers are massive ink hogs, like especially that color ink. I don't know what it is. So here's what I want you to know. Yes, I created it with beautiful colors and to make it all look pretty, but if you're going to print all this off, print it in draft form. I mean, let's be budget friendly, right? Unless you just have your heart set on it, you then go for it. But I'm a frugal person, so I'm all about the budget. And so print it off in draft form. And here's a hint I will tell you. Maybe you guys already knew this. I had no idea, but I started by printing it off. First, I started in color, but then I went to black and white. Well, that still eats up a lot of the color ink. So don't do that. Put it in draft form, print it off, and have it bound if that's what you're going to do. Because again, it can chew through or run through a lot of ink. And I don't want you to worry about that. Here's the other way. If you don't have a printer at home, or if you don't want to take the time to print it and do all of that, the other thing you can do is, now that this is downloaded to your computer or your tablet or your phone, wherever you're going to work through the study, what you can do is just read it right there in the, on your computer, and then just make notes as you're going, things that resonate with you. Just grab, you can go get a prayer journal. You can get honestly, the kids are now home from school, and I don't know about you, but my kids never went through all the notebooks that we had to supply them for school. They never did. There was always tons of paper left over. So I always grabbed those notebooks to use them, just because, again, I'm a frugal person and I hate to see it go to waste. But you can just do that even. Grab that, make notes as you're going through, and then instead of, and then where I've asked questions for you to reflect on, or when you're working through scripture and, your scripture lessons and stuff like that, instead of worrying about printing it off and writing it down, just write it in the notebook. Super easy. I mean, totally easy way for you guys to do this. So the other thing you can do is you can download, if you haven't already, download the interactive version. And the cool thing about this is, if you prefer to go paperless, if you don't have a printer, or if you learn best on the computer, you can actually use the interactive version or work through it in the interactive version. And what that does is, when you go through and you want to navigate to the specific lesson that you're on, you can click in the table of contents and it'll take you right to that lesson. The other thing you can do is you can click on click on your assignments as you've completed them, and you can type everything directly in the right in the workbook. So, you can type your scriptures, you can type your prayers, you can, everything can be done right there in the workbook. Now, the bonuses themselves are not fillable simply because I want you to be able to cut them up and take them with you, for the scripture cards, the prayer cards, that kind of thing. When you work on your lies, and when you work on the section when you about feeling worthy, or or feeling unworthy, that kind of thing. But so those are not fillable. But again, if you don't have a printer, don't get hung up on it. Grab a piece of notebook paper and do it right in there. And grab index cards or something like that. I was going to tell you to go to the community library and grab some, but if you don't have a printer, you can't do that anyway. So don't get hung up on it if you don't have a printer, or you don't have something to, or you don't want to waste the ink and those kinds of things. This is easy peasy. It doesn't matter what you're working in, just that you're going through the lessons. All right, guys, I will see you back here soon. Take care.